What is up, Techno fam? Chana, your Techno Dad here, and I got a quick video for you guys today, so let's just jump into it, shall we? So RUIPRO, a company that makes long HDMI cables, they make fiber HDMI cables, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review one of their cables, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to make a review video, but if you want to send your cables in for testing, I'll definitely test out some HDMI 2.1 cables or 8K cables with the 40 gigabit per second test on the Marantz SR7015. So they were like, sure, what sizes do you want? So they sent me a copper cable, which is super thick, as you can see here. And that's usually because there's Ethernet in here and it's just a lot. So when you're doing those long installs, you know, sometimes this will work, but sometimes you need something thinner like a fiber cable. So they sent me a 10 meter, which is 33 feet, and they sent me a 15 meter, which is around 50 feet. And these are the fiber optic cables, and we're gonna get into some test results. So if you're new to the channel, I've been testing out HDMI 2.1 cables with the Marantz SR7015 as soon as I got it in-house, and we have some really interesting results. And instead of just making videos like this, because I'm not really too jazzed up on making a video about this all the time, I decided to copy my boy Joe and Tell. Thanks, Joe, by the way. He's got his speaker leaderboard, so I went to that like app or whatever, and I made not necessarily a leaderboard, but a test results page with all the different HDMI cables that I have tested, so you can see which ones are actually passing the 40 gigabit per second signal. And if you are looking at a more expensive cable or a cheaper cable and wanting to know, well, which ones actually work, check the link down in the description, and that will take you to the page where I will have this up and I will continually update. So instead of posting videos like this, I will just, on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, I'll put on there like, hey, I just tested another batch of HDMI cables and put them up on the test page. So make sure you go check it out. So if you aren't already following me on the socials, make sure you do so. Links are also down in the description for that as well. So if we go to the link right now, here's what it looks like. It says Techno Dad's HDMI 2.1 8K cable pass-through test, 40 gigabits per second, because that's a limitation of the Marantz SR7015. Actually, all the Denon Marantz with the HDMI cable test right now it's all capped at 40 gigabits per second. So that's not a limitation of the cables. That's just a limitation of the testing equipment, and this is what we have right now so far, so this is what we're using. Now, as you can see here, I started off on the left-hand side with the shortest cable, which are 2 feet cables. We get into 3 feet, 4 foot, and if we scroll to the right, we can see the RUIPROs, 10 meter, 33 feet, and 15 meter, 50 feet on the far right. Now, I went ahead and made sure all these tests are out of 50, so we get a larger, sample size, so people can't complain, oh, well, you only did it 5 times, you only did it 10 times. So I'm doing 50 on all of these. And actually yesterday, during the game and before the game, I went through and retested the cables that I do have in-house so that we can try and fill this up a little bit more. Anyway, on the far right, as far as the RUIPRO 8K copper passed 100%, 50 out of 50 tests. Below that, we have the AudioQuest Forest 48 AK, which passed 45 out of 50 tests, a 90% pass rate. And then below that, the Zest Kit passed 42 out of 50 tests, 84% pass rate. So you guys know, the longer the length of the HDMI, the more likely it is to fail. So I was actually pretty surprised that the RUIPRO performed better than the AudioQuest, considering I think the RUIPRO is about $40. You can just click the picture and it'll take you over to Amazon. Yeah, $35 for the RUIPRO 5 meter, and compared to the $260 you're paying for the AudioQuest, when the RUIPRO performed better. So definitely cool to see all this data in one place. And again, if you just want to check out these cables on Amazon, just click the little picture and it'll take you right to it. Going back to the RUIPROs, as we can see, the 8K fiber in both the 33 feet and 15 feet, they passed pretty much all the time. So 98% pass rate. They failed once. Oddly enough, they failed right at the beginning. So on both of them. So I don't know if something was kind of wonky there with the Marantz, but hey, this is what happened. So it failed the first time, and then we got 49 passes after that. And it happened with both the 10 meter and the 15 meter fiber RUIPROs. So yeah, big shout out to RUIPRO for sending these cables in. Now make sure you look at the title, because a couple of these are 4K. Now remember, in my other video, I told you guys that if the cable is built well and if it's short enough, chances are it'll pass the 40 gigabits per second. And here's a perfect example. The Snow Kids Flat 4K passed 50 out of 50 times. So 100%, and this thing is $7.99. So there you go. There you go. I know somebody was asking, well, hey, did you test all of them 50 times? So here you guys go. Everybody complaining about it. Here you go. Check out this one, a Tevon 4K HDMI passed 49 out of 50 attempts, 98%, and this is a 4K cable. So just make sure you look at it. It's a 6 foot, or 6.6, whatever 2 meters is, $12.99 at Amazon. And surprisingly, the top 6 foot, that's the most common size, especially with AV equipment. The Belkin HDMI 2.1, it is $40, but yeah, this one that I bought years ago, it was one of the first HDMI 2.1 cables to come out. You could only buy it from the Apple store because it, specifically said it supported Dolby Vision. I mean, all of these should. But yeah, I bought it 2-3 years ago, and it works out really, really well. So that's a good one. Another cable that I am surprised about is this Arisen, I don't know. One of the viewers said that they had it and they loved it, and I got a couple of these, and I'm telling you guys, I am really liking this different lengths, like 4 foot and 2 foot. These come in very handy, as there's a lot of unused cable. Going from my rack from one side to the other, I don't need 6 feet. I don't need 5 feet. I actually found out the 4 foot ones are perfect. They go in, and there's not a whole bunch of cable like just looped up in the back of the rack there. I'm probably going to pick up some more of these Arisen cables, and also because they're performing 100 out of 100, I will get the 8 foot and the longer ones to test those out as well. But yeah, you guys, check out the link down in the description, and I'm excited to actually put more and more cables onto this little list here, so you guys can come and check out what kind of colors you like, how well do they perform, what lengths you're looking for, and it's just all in one place. I actually went onto Amazon and spent another $250 on HDMI cables. I know some people wanted me to check out some monster cable HDMIs, oddly enough, so I got some of those. Got some other ones on the way as well. What am I gonna do with all these cables when I'm done? I don't know. Maybe I'll just start giving them all to my patrons. Oh yeah, that's right. Big shout out to all my Techno fam on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate the support. And if you want to become a patron, make sure you check out the link down in the description as well. Now, if you guys have any questions about this or anything else, let me know down in the comments. And if you have like a cable specifically that you want me to test, if it's not super expensive, maybe I can just buy it and test it out and check it out and add it to this list, because this would be a cool, database of, well-performing HDMI 2.1 cables. Yeah, that's the whole goal here. So you guys can definitely be part of it by suggesting which cables I should test. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I'm your Techno Dad. I'll see you next time.